Hayes.
President Draghi, welcome back to Econ, and thank you for your presentation. I have two questions. One on the inflation target that you've set for some time, and then a second question on the issuer limit on quantitative easing. On the first question, you recently said that the ECB inflation projections have been revised downwards for 2018 and 2019 due to the strength of the euro vis-à-vis the dollar. We've seen this year the dollar 15% appreciation of the euro against the dollar, and I think most people accept we're maybe 18 months out from a slight US recession. With these two factors, euro appreciation on the one hand and a more sluggish US economy on the other, do you think it's still possible to achieve the 2% target on inflation that you have set, given the sluggish US economy? And we'd be interested to hear your views on that, given that target is real. And then on the other question, on the issuer limit of 33% within the quantitative easing programme, the ECB obviously holds a significant portion of the bonds of issuance in some member states. In my own member state, Ireland, in Portugal, and I understand in Germany, we're very close to the 33% limit. And I suppose my question is, how can these countries not be disproportionately affected by this 33% limit on what the ECB is buying and how close that is attached to the capital key? Has the ECB considered increasing the 33% limit? Or in the event of a bond sell-off in one member state or renewed euro area downturn, do you think the limit is justified in those adverse circumstances? So really to get your views on that, especially for those countries who are very close to the limit. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, on the first question, yes, there was a slight downward revision, so that now the inflation path that's being projected is kind of a slight V. So going down in the coming months and then slightly up. But this is due, I would say, mostly to base effects in the oil price, on which certainly the relatively recent appreciation of the euro has contributed. In asking ourselves what's the importance of the appreciation of the euro on the exchange, first of all, I always said that the exchange rate is not a policy target. I also add that it's important for price stability and for growth. It's not easy to understand what is the extent of the pass-through from an appreciation of the exchange rate into the projected inflation rate. There are at least three factors that have played in this case. One is the unquestionable improvement in the economic situation in the euro area. To that extent, that's what we call an endogenous factor, which would warrant an appreciation of the exchange rate if the rest of the world is not improving at the same speed. But there are also two other factors. One is an expectation of different monetary policies over the coming months between the different jurisdictions. And the third has to do with the overall improvement in the, say, confidence climate that the rest of the world has towards the euro area. This is partly or predominantly due to political reasons that we've seen over the last 6-7 months. And as you've seen today, the exchange rate actually does reflect to some extent the political evolutions of our Eurozone, though by and large we are witnessing to an increase of confidence in the Eurozone. So it's kind of difficult to distinguish between these three factors. But certainly some of this has had an effect on our inflation path, so much so that the Governing Council said that they would monitor the developments, and the Governing Council members have expressed concern about this movement. In terms of being possible, yes, we remain confident that, supported by the very expansionary, very accommodative monetary policy we have in place, we will reach our objective, and the inflation path will stably and durably converge to this end in a self-sustained way as we have defined it. But we have to be patient. It's going to take time, and we have to be persistent with our monetary policy. On the second question, yes, we do count all the bonds that we have in our portfolio of these member countries that you mentioned in our 33% limit. And no, the Governing Council has not discussed a change in this limit. Thank you.